Welcome to the second episode of the Low Effort Podcast with the Couch Gambit podcast, stuff like that. It's very late, so let's roll the fucking intro. And we're back. I fucking hate my job. So today we're going to be talking about the woes of car sales. We actually have a special guest. His name is Ryan Gould.
What's up, dude? I'm that guy, so I'm definitely that guy.
Also, I forgot to introduce Liam, but I don't think he really needs an introduction.
Howdy. Today we're going to be discussing our jobs, and we're going to be discussing some of the bads and some of the negatives of being a car salesman. Now, do keep in mind this really only applies to our dealership. Maybe it applies to yours. I'm not very sure. But, Michael, how about you start us off?
I hate my fucking job. It's fucking awful. I hate it. It's just, look, when I first started, it all started kind of hunky-dory, you know? There was hope. I was inspired. Yes, make six figures, they said. It'll be awesome, they said. Just sell cars. It's easy, they said.
I mean, selling cars isn't that bad.
It's true. Selling the cars is not difficult.
It's just trying to bring people in, and management is what sucks.
No. What's difficult? Well, yes, management is awful at our dealership, but the thing that's difficult is grossing on any deal.
The major problem with our specific dealership, which is a problem I didn't have in my previous dealership, is that when we sell our cars, there's no money in the cars whatsoever. So we are reliant on having to sell a bunch of add-ons on the front end, which at most dealerships, that's completely that's the responsibility to the back. That's the responsibility of finance. But that responsibility is put onto us as a salesman. So we're having to sell thousands of dollars worth of warranties and add-ons just to make anything off the deal.
Bullshit.
There is nothing in the car whatsoever. We end up making like $100 if we sell the car alone.
Yeah.
Which most salesmen that work for other dealerships just laugh at us when we tell them
That's
that.
true. I have sold cars to 3 different salesmen at 3 different dealerships, and every time they ask, yeah, you still probably make pretty decent money off this, right? It's like, no, I made $100. And they would just stare at me. He's like, why are you working here? Like, why on God's green earth? A car salesman that I've sold before, they're just stunned. They're just shocked. Like, how have you only made $100 or $150 on this? It's like, well, because there's no money in the fucking car. You decided not to buy any of my stupid fucking add-ons, which I don't blame you. But I don't make anything. I spent 4 hours with you to make $100, and then now there are going to be people who are like, "Oh, well, you spent 4 hours, make $100? That's like $25 an hour." What about the other 6 to 8 hours I spent at the dealership? Do you not count that?
Making calls, texts, emails, code videos just to bring you in.
Nah. Also, and you assholes who fucking don't answer your fucking phone. Look, if you don't want to buy a car from us, that's okay. But just answer the fucking phone and say, hey, I appreciate the effort. Or you know what? Don't even be nice about it. Just be like, hey, shut the fuck up. Stop bothering me. I don't want to buy a car. You know what? We will say, well, thank you. Now we don't have to call you anymore.
I mean, in all honesty, yeah, there are people that will just straight up lie to you over the phone. They'll be like,
"Oh my god,
oh yeah, yeah, sure, I'll be there in a few hours," and they don't show up. It's like, I'll be there tomorrow, then they don't show up. And
just be truthful, please.
Just be straight up. Just tell us you don't want to come, you don't want to buy a car, and we'll leave you alone. That'll be that. And you can carry on with your life.
It's actually true, though. Seriously.
It is.
For those of you who think, oh, well, they're going to keep bothering me regardless. Like, that's not true. The moment you just say, I'm not in the market, I bought elsewhere, or I'm just trying to wait until I find something, closer to my budget or get a better down payment. I don't really care what. Just say you're not in the market. And you know what's going to happen? Your sales consultant will say,
all right, cool.
Thank
you.
Yes, they may ask, well, are you sure there's nothing I can do for you? Just be adamant and say, no, I'm good. But not answering the fucking phone or lying, I'm sorry, but we're just going to keep calling you. We're going to keep texting you. We're going to keep emailing you.
See, what gets me is, oh, hey, what will be a good time for you to come in? I got an opening at 2:30, I got opening at 6. What time fits best for you? Oh, I'm good for 6 o'clock. And you hear nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. You get your hopes up, ain't shit.
Yeah.
There's not shit. I fucking hate that with a passion. I'm sorry, Jacob. There's going to be a lot of bleepers. It's just... But I love you for that. I digress. But nothing irks me more than setting up a false appointment just for you to get your hopes up for nothing.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
It happens a lot.
How many
It's
times
more
has it
often
happened?
than not. The other day I set up 4 appointments, only one showed up.
That's so fucking funny.
And I was
It's
so,
fucking
I was
funny.
so optimistic. It's like, yeah, I got 4 appointments
Yeah.
today. I'm about to make at least 2 of those. Got to show up.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm about to make some actual money.
No.
And then no,
No. And here's the thing.
2 o'clock rolls by.
Oh,
No,
God.
they don't show up. 4 o'clock rolls by. He doesn't show up.
Well,
5
again,
o'clock.
the thing that
no show.
the
and
thing
then
that
6,
sucks, man,
finally.
is like again, I get it. Maybe it's uncomfortable for them to just say I'm not interested, and they're just worried that like we're gonna just keep calling and whatnot. But here's the thing: we actually don't want to call you in the first place.
Exactly.
We don't even want to text you. We
Just-
don't even want to email you.
Just-
We do it because management requires it. If we don't do it, we lose our fucking jobs. So if you really want the dealership to stop bothering you, just tell them I'm not interested. Now, granted, mistakes will happen and they may still call you a couple times, but just keep informing or just block the number.
Yep.
Just block the number at this point, you know? Like, at that point, at least you're helping the sales consultant reach a quota.
I mean, true. I mean,
Honestly.
because here's the thing, I can tell when a number has blocked us.
Yep.
And honestly, if it's been a rough day and I haven't got many leads, I'll pull up the old account with the blocked number, give it a call, get an extra number through.
Yeah, honestly.
It helps just kind of push that quota. Because honestly, and I'm gonna be straight up. I mean, I don't want to sit here going on about quotas because some people may have an objection to that. They may be like, well, if you keep calling people, you're gonna get more appointments. You're gonna get more sales. Let me tell you, the days that I sell the most is usually the days where I call the least. It's where I have the opportunity to make effective phone calls instead of having to waste my time with customers I know won't answer. And that's not anything against them. It's just simply that you can tell after a while, especially if you've been calling the same 45 people over and over again.
Yeah.
You can, after a while, you can tell who's likely to buy, who's likely not going to answer, and who's likely not very interested in what you have to give them.
Yep.
Now, even when you get a customer in, okay, so you have a customer that's interested in the vehicle. Now, this is not necessarily a knock on customers, right? This, by all means, keep doing this because this is effectively you winning. But for us, it is annoying when we have to quote people over the fucking phone. Price quotes.
Yep.
I hate it when customers ask, what is the out the door? I want to punch you so fucking badly. But don't stop doing that because that is your right. Win. Beat the dealership, right? I'm all for it. But God, do I fucking hate it. God, do I hate it because I can't make any money off these people.
What's that door price? Let me get you to my manager. I'll
Honestly,
be right back. I'm gonna put you on a brief hold. All right. Boop. God.
Some management doesn't really the way management wants to approach it. They're always like, "Don't tell them the numbers. Don't tell them the numbers."
Yeah.
And then I'll try to reach out to management. Then I have to stay on the line. And I'm just like, it's like, so what's the out the door price? It's like, I am going to send you a link just to avoid saying anything so it doesn't come back to me
Pretty
later.
much. Now,
I mean, the out the door price is literally just the price of the vehicle online.
Calculate the taxes.
Yeah.
If I tell you, I'm in big trouble. So I need you to just do your calculations on that part. And since our dealership kind of sucks, I'll surprise you with options when you get here.
yep.
See, Saturday, all right, I had a person come in for a used Santa Fe, and he asked for what the price was, all right?
Yeah.
I wanted to be a good salesman and let him know that this was a little under his budget, just barely, by $2.
Wow.
$2, $24,998, all right? I told him the price and everything, came back to one of the sales managers,
Uh-huh.
and let me tell you, made a sacrificial seal of me. He called everyone into that meeting while I was working another deal and put me on blast. And with me being in the military and me having like firemen and a few people under me, what I do with my firemen is I pull one to the side, I talk to him, all right? Because I don't like him feeling like he's being pushed out or being called out, all right? I'm going to talk to you one-on-one. At least have some fucking decency to do that.
Yeah.
Instead of making a sacrificial seal in front of everybody. Oh, hey, this person fucked up. This is what I want everyone else to do. Nah, correct me in private, not criticize me in public. It goes a long way. It shows respect.
But yeah, so now we even get the customer in though, right? I'm sorry, but I cannot defend whoever's watching you as the consumer. I can't defend you on this one. Whenever you ask for a vehicle to be below MSRP, go fuck yourselves. Fuck you. I mean, granted, you have the right to do it, but it just drives me up a fucking wall. Do you haggle Pop-Tarts at Walmart? Do you haggle pizza at CC's Pizza? No. There's
Schlaps.
a price tag. There's
Schlaps.
a fucking price tag. And guess what? The price tag on my vehicle, that's the fucking price. I'm not going to fucking discount it because I want a discount because I can't afford it. If you can't afford it, get a cheaper fucking car. Fuck.
On a side note, I definitely fucked with CC's. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
Well, there's also the problem of people not understanding that they can't reach a certain monthly payment if their credit is going to be 600 or below, and they're buying like a $40,000 car and they want $300 a month. People will walk in with the most unrealistic expectations because people want this for this. They don't realize that that's not a dynamic that can happen.
No, absolutely not. And I get it. You know, when you go to a dealership, you absolutely it's a place where yes, you can try to get a good deal, right?
Yep.
I get it, right? However, if you are literally asking for like something that's mathematically impossible, you deserve to be shot. I'm just saying, oh, look, okay, I had a customer, he's like, he was trying to buy a Tucson Limited. Okay, so the Tucson is an SUV, and the Limited is the highest level trim. It has all the cool, funky gadgets, all right? It's cool or whatever. He said that he only wanted to do $5,000 down, right? He wanted to be at like a $600 a month payment or something for 60 months, okay? I bumped him, though, originally, right? I got him to do $10,000 down. He was willing to do like $760, $780 a month at a 72-month term. It was all hunky-dory. I was getting my add-ons and everything, right? Call me a bad salesman because I was selling bullshit that he didn't necessarily need. Whatever. I was doing my job. The deal was going to be making money. Now, I didn't fault him for for calling his brother to try to help him get a better deal. I was like, all right, no, cool. Family's got to stick together. His brother's trying to help him out. Here's the problem, though. So he's back on. He's thinking that, okay, I want to do $5,000 down, right, for the 60-month term for $600 a month, right? I didn't add this part in the context. Context was, at first he was looking at a Tucson like SEL Convenience or something, right?
Which is like a step below.
Step below, okay. Even then, I don't really think he would have been able to get to that price point. But for a Limited, though, he bumped himself. Which, by the way, bumping yourself up to a higher trim level vehicle does not help us. It does not make us more money. It is still just net neutral.
Yep. So
if anything, we would prefer you buy a cheaper car.
Yep.
But
well, take that back. I mean, there's some vehicles out there that do have markups.
Mm-hmm.
True. Like I know with the Konas that we have to offer, there's a $500 markup.
I didn't even realize that.
$500 to $900 roughly.
Yeah, weird.
For the Elantras and Sonatas, $2,000. For the
Palisades, it's $5,000.
$5,000. Tucson's vary about $3,000, $2,500 to $3,000. So it just all depends on the vehicle. Regardless of the trim package, there's always going to be a market for the vehicle.
Yeah. Well, no, only at our dealership because our dealership sucks.
Yeah.
So, but this person, he's literally asking for something that's mathematically impossible. So he wants to do $5,000, $600 a month for a 60-month term. I explained to him, sir, the only way you're going to get a $600 a month payment is if you did a 72-month term and you did about maybe $8,000-$9,000 down. He said, I won't buy this vehicle unless I get exactly what I want. I was like, okay, well, you can go to any dealership and you're not going to get what you're wanting.
Yep.
We don't live in magical Christmas land. We live on planet Earth, right? And also, he's a first-time buyer.
So his credit's going to be just shit.
So, because he was also demanding for a better interest rate from me. And I told him, sir, we as a dealership control the price of a vehicle. I can't do a single thing about your interest rate. I can't do anything about it. I can't just make it go from 18 to 8%. I just can't do that. If I could, I would. That way I could just close you. So please, people who bitch and moan about dealerships giving you a really high interest rate, it's not even their fault, really. It's not even their fault.
And when y'all come in for like a monthly payment, make it more realistic, please.
Oh my God, please.
Please, for the love of God. You know, you're going for a $30,000 vehicle plus with sales tax and license for $200-$300 a month. Be a little bit more realistic, man. Please, for
You're
the love
like,
of God.
I want zero down.
Zero down.
$300 a month. Like that's.
See, it's stupid.
You can't.
No, because this just proves that you actually don't get your numbers from like reality. You're just throwing numbers out there that make sense to you, even though you haven't done real math. Just do math. Listen, you're getting a $30,000 car, okay? And just I'm asking you just do simple math too, right? I don't even want you to add interest rates. I don't even want you to bother doing TTL.
Yeah.
Just do the $30,000 and divide that shit by 60. Divide by 72, right? And then that's kind of like a rough, like it's an incorrect number, but most likely it's probably going to be a higher number than what you had in mind because most of you are idiots.
Whoa.
Okay, maybe not most of you, but some of you are idiots.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as calling people idiot. It's not necessarily that they're idiots. That people don't. They desperately want. Again, it comes back to most people want higher value things than they can afford.
Yes.
So they walk in just expecting that to work out for them. Unfortunately, our job is to be the ones to drop the reality bomb on them, to be like, listen, this is not how the situation is going to work out for you. You're not going to get this for this. If anything, you're probably going to get this for this or this for this. So
Yep.
I want a 2023 Palisade for $200 a month. Well, best I can do is a Lincoln Navigator 2006 over 130,000 miles, just running on fumes.
And again, like, I'm not... Please, by all means, don't just be a laydown, right? Fight for your money.
Yeah.
I'm totally with it, but you need to have realistic expectations, okay? Because I know the stigma is that all car salesmen are snakes. We're really not.
Yeah,
Like, I'm sorry, but it's not. I don't want to sell you a car for $20,000 over MSRP. I am but the humble messenger. It's management that wants this money, okay? It fucking blows.
if anything, if I can just sell you exactly what you wanted,
I would totally do it.
Get
Yep.
at least a couple hundred off
Yes.
of it, I'd be more than happy to do so.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately,
That's
I
not how
gotta
that
work.
works.
I gotta work with management's demands, and let me tell you, our management, they are very ambitious when it comes to trying to price the add-ons. And again,
Yeah.
I go on and on about the add-ons because in my previous dealership, I didn't have to sell a whole list of add-ons. I didn't have to rely on all these different warranties to make me money. The car alone would make me a decent profit.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's how...
I had to sell the car.
Yep.
That's it. A car salesman should only have to sell the car.
Fucking car.
See, when I worked at TOD, Toyota Dallas, I don't work there anymore. I can talk shit all I want to about them. You could literally, if we got, like, say, hypothetically, we got a 2023 Palisade just because, shits and the giggles. No miles on it, brand new, worth $100,000. We would get 15% of that commission. That's $15,000 for us to play with. to break draw. All right. At our dealership, our money is where the add-ons are. All right, and we got to break a certain amount of money to even put money back in our pockets.
Oh, here's the other big thing. So I believe this is how it works. But even if we sold, let's say we gross $3,000 on the front end, right?
Yep.
So typically we get about 13% on the front end and 13% on the back end. So you would think, okay, you're getting 13% of $3,000, right? No. Actually, what happens is that before our time at our dealership, they included a commission package thing, which makes it to where whatever you make in commission or whatever the deal makes on the front end, the package takes $1,500 away from that, and then you get a percentage of the gross.
Which here's the thing. That kind of setup is typical for most dealerships.
Fuck that.
No. Here's the thing. 1,500 is ridiculous.
Oh, okay, so
when
it is
I
weird.
worked
Okay.
when I worked at Hiley, here's how it worked. You
Okay.
would have your gross. 600 would go to the dealership.
Okay.
The remainder, you would get 20% of the remainder on the front, and 10% of the remainder on the back.
See, I know that there are some dealerships out there. Like I had a girl that I talked to while I met in the Navy. She worked at the car dealerships, and there are some car dealerships that are salary pay. They didn't take. We didn't have to. She didn't have to break draw. That $2,000 a month in her pocket. Whatever she grossed, she kept. She didn't have to worry about breaking draw. She didn't have to worry about doing that. And a part of me wants to go back to Virginia just for that.
Yeah. By the way, audience, here's another thing. Yeah, like our pay kind of like it really does suck, right? Because there is no base pay for most salesmen, right?
Yep.
We get something called a draw, right? It's like borrowed money, essentially.
Yeah.
Pretty much. The draw essentially works like this. They give you a certain amount. It's basically a loan. They give you a certain amount of money during the month, and when you get your commission check, whatever you take that amount away from your total commission. Say we do 2,002. Say you make 5,000, 2,002 gets pulled out of your paycheck. You get to keep the remaining 3,000. However, at our dealership, good luck getting the 5,000.
Oh
and
my God.
that's not even the simply like. Here's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm the best salesman in the world.
Same.
I'm definitely still a beginner at this, and
Yes.
I'm not perfect. But here's the thing. When I worked at my previous dealership, I used to actually make money. I don't make anything here. And I know I want to stress something. I know this podcast is going to sound like three dudes just bitching about their job.
about their work.
And honestly, it is partially that.
It really is.
But, and you're probably just sitting there going like, well, if you hate it so much, why don't you just quit? Trust me.
can't.
That's the next step.
That is the next- yeah.
Trust, that is the next step. We're just trying to get our commission
Adios.
checks and adios. We're not looking to stay. We're just trying to
Dunsky.
get our commission checks and we are out of there. I can't speak for Ryan over
Oh
here.
no, burn the
but
boats,
I know for
dude.
a fact
I'm burn the boats. All right, I'm in this shit forever. All right,
that's just bizarre to me.
dude. Like
I
I
don't
am
know why you
dead.
don't wanna
I
stay
am
there.
dead set on this because like I don't know if it's just the military. I don't know if it's just me being wired that way, but like
he likes being poor.
I don't like being poor. I work 2 jobs and like I work just the amount of hours as this job, but getting paid less. I don't know.
You're just giving me reasons why you should leave.
I want to stick with it. I'm working the same amount of hours that I used to, and I'm getting paid less. And it's very, very convincing.
That's
Listen,
very
it's-
inspirational.
It's
I
ass.
am holding on to the hope that I at least will get 1,000 in commission, and
No.
if I do, probably not. We're not at this dealership, unless I can sell a ton of add-ons that nobody wants.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, just be a better salesman and improve your ability. Listen, at the end of the day, the vast majority of customers do not want to pay a ridiculous or a substantial amount of money over what the car is worth. I totally get it. If I'm at a dealership, I'm gonna haggle the hell out of that car. I'm gonna go for blood, get right on the MSRP, tax, title, license. That's all I'm paying. But I really wish that you guys wouldn't do that.
Honestly.
Be a better salesman. How?
No, and here's the thing. Okay. The whole point of selling a car to someone is like you try to basically be their best friend, right? Essentially. You build enough rapport with them that you're essentially you're buds. Let me ask you something. If you're I got it. Liam, if Jacob, probably one of your best friends, if not your best friend, right, came to you, wanted to sell you a car for $15,000 over MSRP, would you just sign the paper?
I'd stop being his friend.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happens. Because I'll build so much rapport with someone. I'm their friend, basically. The moment, back when we got to show our own fucking pencils.
Oh, we'll get on to that.
We'll get on to that later. But the moment I show them the number, at least half the time, I am no longer their friend. I'm the bad guy.
The expression you see on their face. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. They can tell you about their whole life. They can basically bring you in as a member of their own family. You're basically uncle to their children that walked in.
Oh, yeah.
And then once they see that there's $12,000 above a Hyundai, one of the fastest depreciating vehicles in the market, must I say.
Awful vehicles, by the way.
We'll
get there.
We'll get there. But when you're showing $12,000 over MSRP, it doesn't matter, right? Most of it's just wiggle room so that we can haggle you down to like $5,000 in profit. That's the goal of the managers, at least. However, the second they see that number, you immediately become like a dirty politician to them.
Yep.
Any connection you build with them, any rapport,
torn asunder,
any like friendship you may have formed with them,
split in twain,
falls apart.
Yep.
See, I remember one chick, not even a chick, it was an older lady, a sweet old lady. All right, they're about a car, a Kona, of course, another Kona. What happened?
No, keep going.
You're reporting. Okay. But, yeah, I was buying a Kona and everything and for her daughter and all that stuff. So, I wanted to help her out and everything. But the thing I forgot to tell her was, hey, don't worry about the first pencil. I'm forced to show you this, but don't be scared of the first pencil. All right? Showed her the first pencil. Iman helped us out, helped me out, presented everything, and just got up, left, walked out. I was like, hey, wait. Before you go, this is just the first pencil. Just kept going. Ignore me. Can I have my keys back? Heather, deal with it.
Okay, so
this is actually a good point to bring up.
Yeah,
now.
sure, go for it.
Hold on, I'm gonna bounce it back to you, but I think I know what you're about to get to, and it's a great follow up.
Oh, I am going.
You're going. I'm not gonna say it. It's your line,
Bruh, okay.
Let's go.
I'm curious if you actually know which one I'm talking about.
100%.
Because we'll find out. I had a customer. I built such great rapport with this man. This man was ready to buy a car. Literally almost any car that he could get approved on. All right, and he's like, yeah, man, I got about $18,000 as a down payment. I'm like, bet. Based.
Bitchin'.
Right? We do the credit application, right? I dropped the credit application off to my pre-owned director.
That
okay?
one. Yep. I know which one you're talking
Bruh,
about.
this guy. Okay, so I'm with my customer for an hour. And I'm just waiting. And finally, my customer, I can see he's fucking pissed, right? He's just texting his girlfriend. He's like, dude, when the fuck am I gonna look at some numbers? I just want if I can buy a car. What am I approved for? And I go to my pre-owned director. But by the way, we're not busy at all. There's no one really. And I ask him, hey, what's the approval look like? Like, where are we at? He looks at me. He's like, yeah, no, I'll work on it right now. He didn't even touch it. He made my customer wait an hour for nothing. And then when I walked back, my customer stood and left through service, the other side of the fucking building, just so he didn't have to look at anyone's face.
Based.
No, cringe, Ryan.
Oh no! If I was stuck in that position, yeah, based.
Oh my god. Well, I meant the whole situation on my side of it.
Oh no, that cringe.
Yeah.
Oh, FBI. I'm sorry. Up here.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Was it or were you expecting a different story?
Yes.
Which story?
I was just expecting an acknowledgement of that one thing that we as salesmen really don't appreciate, and I'm talking about when it comes to our management.
Bruh, okay, hold on. First off, yes, they micromanage like all the time.
Oh, don't even get me started.
But
Hey, at least my previous dealership, I was just called retarded, but left alone.
dude,
That reminds me of the Navy.
we are treated as fucking children. Children, I say. Okay? Every 5 to 10 minutes, it's always constantly, hey, have you made your calls? Why are your calls not up? I'm working with a fucking customer. Leave me alone. Holy shit. I just did a credit application over the phone with someone. I'm sorry it took me 20 minutes because the guy has such a thick accent that I can't understand him. Jesus. Let me work. God almighty. But now, here's the thing. Micromanaging, I hate it. Don't get me wrong. Them yelling at us, I hate it. Don't get me wrong. The hours, I hate it. But here's the thing that I just cannot stand. We can't even present our fucking pencils anymore.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
we had a period of time when our dealership wasn't doing so well, and management decided, well, we need to make a shift. And I guess they decided that we couldn't be trusted enough to present, to actually do our jobs, to present the first pencil.
A pencil, just in case for anyone who doesn't know. Pencil, basically, you know, when we're discussing numbers, right? The fucking piece of paper that has the cost of the vehicle and all the breakdown and all that stuff.
The owner of the dealership came up with this idea.
Oh, God.
To have the managers walk out there with the first pencil, present all the numbers, and try to close the customer on those numbers. And I don't know about you, but I'm not even allowed to show the pencil at all.
Same.
Because
Same,
I
pretty
had
much.
one bad deal. And so now the manager's walking out there, showing the numbers on the first one, walking back. I'm just expected to kind of just sit there and build rapport with the customer, and the manager will come back and show the new numbers and everything. Not at no point do I actually get the opportunity to touch the pencil anymore, which to me is ridiculous because honestly, I feel like our manager's negotiation skills are dog shit.
Subpar.
Absolute
It's absolutely
dog
subpar.
shit. I look at them and I'm thinking I could do a better job at I could close them on the things
because
you're trying to close
ever
them
since
on.
we made that shift, none of my deals make money anymore.
Well,
For the most part, none of my deals make money. Granted, while March may have been a disappointing month for me, it was still my best month. But it was also because I was presenting every pencil. I didn't ask management for help. They didn't present any pencils for me. I did everything on my own.
See, and here's the thing. Every time I actually get the opportunity to show a pencil myself, I gross because I spent the time actually discussing all the added warranties that we provide. But then they just show up and they're like, yeah, this, and they'll put so much focus on the numbers that they're not actually talking about the product most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're just so focused on the numbers and they're like, oh, this and this. Thing is, I will sit there and I will break it all down and I will actually work the numbers on everything to get it where they like and to where they see it as a benefit for themselves as well. Which,
Yes.
honestly, with some things like Zactac on it,
Oh, what a fucking
but like
scam.
there's things like Club Plus, which if you can get it at the right price, is a very decent benefit.
Yeah, I mean-
there's Low Jack, which if you can get it at the right price, there's a decent benefit to
Yeah,
it.
no, for sure. Because like Club Plus, right? Like, I mean, it's a 3-year service, unlimited miles, right? You have a roadside service, right? And yes, I know the objection that customers have all the time is, well, I have insurance. Well,
some of the things that Club Plus offers, insurance doesn't cover. Dents, dings,
well,
windshields.
so that's true, but no. But the thing I was actually going to bring up is that I think technically, if you use your roadside service a number of times, it eventually will affect your premium. That's the last thing you fucking want, by the way. Okay. Club Plus, I mean, you don't need to use your insurance for roadside service anymore. Also, dude, do you know how long it takes for insurance to get you a fucking tow truck? Fucking forever, okay? When my Chevy broke down, when I was stranded, right? If not for Mikey and our friend Val, I would just been there stranded on the side of the highway for fucking like 4 hours probably. Because it took them 4 or 5 hours to finally just tow my fucking car. 4 to 5 hours. At least with Club Plus, I'm pretty sure the time frame is much shorter.
I got very upset with our new car manager the other day because I had great rapport with this customer I was presenting the vehicle to. And I'm like, hey, you know what? You showed my past 3 pencils. Let me go out there. I got this. And then she's like, are you sure? And I take it, and then she takes it. My hand's like, I got it, and goes out there. And the whole deal is cut. If it weren't for me presenting, this is the only time in the past 3 weeks that I've actually had the opportunity to present one of my pencils. We had the 2 options that we keep on there, which he was still trying to talk off, that I talked him up on.
Yeah.
See, I'm able to at least get 2 of the add-ons every time that I present the pencil, and it's only me. Like, I don't know what it is about the managers or anything like that, but I'm always the one that presents the pencils.
Well, no, because I mean, in March, I presented every pencil, and on quite a few deals, I grossed money. I got all my add-ons, but by the way, can I?
No, you can't suck my penis.
Wow, you're on
forgot
camera,
the name of it.
and you forgot the name of it.
Oh, no.
All right, give me the vape.
Oh, no.
I
Cringe.
think of the name. Hold on, it's coming back to me. No, shut up. Fuck you.
Shit.
Great.
Pick it up.
Cringe.
There you go.
Oh, thanks.
Based. Portable electronic nicotine intake system. That's what it is. Fuck.
You had to
It's
stare
a
into my
penis.
eyes to,
Yes,
to
I
do
had
it.
to fuck. That's a cunts. A community utilized nicotine transfer system. I love it when other people suck my penis.
Our job sucks. Even though March, again, my best
it
month,
again.
but it was also disappointing because here's the other thing I hate about them. They just fucking boldly lie to you all the time. Right? They'll, in March, I was being, so I sold about 20 cars, something like that. I don't remember now. But I was being told, Michael, man, you're going to get a $10,000 check. I was like, I am? Wow. That's awesome. I was super excited. I was planning for the future. I was getting ready to put a down payment on a car. I was super excited. $10,000. I had never
dreamed of it.
Yeah,
that is something that everyone dreams to have.
It would have been a surreal experience. I'm pretty sure I would have teared up a little bit. It would have been just such a big part of my life.
Oh no! If I got that much money, dude, I would go home and make sure I have a post-nut clarity before I even do that. Honestly.
But then when I got the check, it was for about $5,000. However, you're thinking, well, it's still no. Remember,
that's without draw.
$2,000 in draw. So they take $2,000 away from that check. And so I only brought home a $3,000 check. Okay? Now some people are going to be like, well, $3,000 check? I mean, that's pretty nice. Like, hold on. Yes, that'd be awesome if it was like, oh, I got a $3,000 check for a work week. No, that was for last month. Because I got that check in April. Okay? So I was waiting till April to get this March check.
Yeah.
And what's up?
Well, the thing that
Got my penis back.
The thing is that I can understand why it was irritating.
Look me in the eyes when you
for
suck my penis. Sorry.
The reason I can understand why it was so irritating for you is since it's not like you just worked. Even if it was a month, many people wouldn't consider $3,000 to be a bad amount of money to take home. Or in the case you do take home $5,000 because you still get that.
Yes, because it's part of my
Here's the
draw.
thing.
Yeah.
The main problem that you had is that you showed up the full day, almost every day. You showed up on your days off
true.
for the
Yes.
full day. You worked a bell. You were working 12 hours a day every single day, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Every single day you were selling. You were selling almost every day you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
And you got to 20 sales, and everyone is hyping you up. Everyone's saying you got $10,000, and it's being constantly just put in your head. You got 10,000. You got 10,000. You got 10,000. You're looking forward. You're like, wow, I got $10,000, and then all of a sudden you realize that you actually got half of that, and everyone just built up your expectations. And it's a little bit disappointing when one you put in all that effort and. That alone, I don't think you would have minded so much if it weren't for the fact that everyone built it up.
And here's the thing, and for those wondering, it wasn't other sales consultants, it wasn't like my coworkers, right? It was management. Management kept saying, you're doing incredibly well. You're gonna our internet director, right? We call her Miss Joyce. She was saying, Michael, getting a $10,000 paycheck, and I was super excited. I thought, I really found something that I'm actually really good at. And, all the time and effort I put in, I'm really, showing results. And I feel like I really didn't. I mean, because think about it like this. $5,000 for the month, right? But how many hours did I dedicate again? About
Ma-
12 hours a day.
Mathematically, you put in 80 hours a week. That is 320 hours a month.
Yeah.
Because we open at 8:30, we close at 9 p.m. That's 12 and a half hours a day, 6 times a week. Let's round that up to 13 hours, all right? That's 79 hours. I'm going to round that up to 80.
Yeah.
Multiply that by 4 weeks in a month. 320 hours in 1 month that you've invested into that dealership just to get $3,000
Just to give you an exact calculation, about 288
a day.
hours. 288 hours.
Yeah.
5,000 divided by 200. So 5,000 divided by 200.
I'm terrified of
88.
hearing this.
You want to know how much you made? You want to know how much
Minimum
you made
wage.
an
Minimum
hour?
wage. Minimum wage.
Now, granted, this is my best month.
You've made 17 an hour.
17 an hour. Does that sound like it was fucking worth it?
Nope.
No. It was not. It was disheartening. But that's not even really the end of it. Like, what really caused me to quit was, I get it. Like, so some context, right? I'm under the belief that as a salesman, right? For me, it is, unfortunately, it is. I like to help customers out. I would love to be able to get them exactly what they want, but I need to pay my bills. Okay, I need to be able to make money to do the things I want to do in life. So unfortunately, I have to have somewhat of a mentality of like it's me with the dealership versus you. Sometimes it shouldn't be that way, but it is because we have to sell options. Okay. But my belief was, okay, but I know that everyone at the dealership has my back because we're a team. As the management will say, we're family.
We're not.
I literally had someone steal a customer from me, and a manager, the car director, helped in that regard. Okay? This was someone I had been speaking with for almost like 2 weeks, okay? And they were super excited to come in and buy a Santa Cruz from me. I was there, right? It wasn't my day off or anything like that. I was available. But my customer who was supposed to show up, I never found him. I never saw him. And I was really disheartened by that. And I tried reaching out to him. I never got anything from him. But then I find out 2 days later that my coworker took my customer and my manager completely removed me from the deal and didn't even put me on the secondary. And it was just all hers.
Favoritism. It is favoritism.
Absolutely.
See, that's the thing about car dealerships, too. If you ever decide to go into car dealerships as a sales consultant, expect to be the underdog until you prove yourself.
Yeah.
All right? And that's the whole thing, is that you got to ride a lot of ass to be at least some sort of a favorite. All right? I found out right when I first started working at my second dealership, because the first dealership I worked at was TOD. Worked there for about a month, got fired because, long story short, I was under the assumption that I had a day off, but their rules was if you sold a car or made 3 appointments, you get that day off. If you don't get that, you're working full bell, 12, 13 hours days, Monday through Saturday. So I got fired. 2 days later, got hired. Well, take that back. Yeah, I got fired on Wednesday, went to my dealership now on a Thursday, did an interview, did the drug test and background on Friday, and then got hired that Monday. So, but I digress on that part. It's about favoritism. You got to work your way up to be someone's favorite. And that's something I don't like doing, honestly. Yeah. It is a lot of ass riding and dick sucking just to actually be.
Well, it wasn't really like that at my previous dealership. And I can go on about this all the other day. One of the most disheartening things is the fact that when I was at my previous dealership, I felt like my abilities were actually improving. I felt like I was becoming a better salesperson.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I didn't have to play this game of trying to become one of the manager's favorite. I just had to get customers, and I had to sell the car. I had to sell the car to be precise. I didn't have to sell a bunch of other things. Finance had to sell all the other things. I just had to sell the car. And my skills were improving, but I made a dreadful mistake and got myself fired. I ended up recommending outside financing on a deal in order to try to save it. I was still kind of a rookie, even though my abilities were improving. And management ultimately wasn't too happy about that. They let me go. And that kind of reset me in a way. I was very upset about it because I felt like I was actually improving there. Yeah. And getting into the new job, it took me a minute to kind of get back where I was because I felt like I have fell to such an extreme that it took me a minute to actually find that place again.
That sweet spot.
And as soon as I find that place, I can't even present my own numbers.
I know. Oh my God,
See,
I know.
3 months ago, that's when I worked at TOD for about a month. I didn't know what to do because it was sink or swim. They when I first got hired, they had me look for people that I didn't know the name of, never showed me around the building, all that. So it was like an Easter egg hunt for about 4 hours. Top of that, after that they gave me a call sheet and they're like, all right, here's your code, figure it out.
Bruh, even our dealership fucking training, non-existent.
Oh yeah, shadow this person. All right, they don't train. It's just, all right, let's get this deal.
You guys shadowed people?
Oh, that's right.
You didn't shadow?
Barely. I shadowed for the pencil. Well, granted, I was in sales before, so I kind of got the gist of it
Right.
all. But the way this dealership worked is so different than how my previous one worked, because basically at my previous one there was an internet department and there was the front. Internet department would get all the leads, they'd call them and do all that, they'd email them, text them, do all that, and we'd be in the front, we'd just take the fresh ups. And if we had a customer that showed up and left, the only time we had to get onto what we had equivalent to dealer socket was VIN Solutions. We'd have to get onto VIN Solutions and call our customer back, see if, hey, we can get them back in, see if they're interested in potentially reconsidering the deal and reconsidering everything that we told them. And if they said no, they said no. Every once in a while, they would hand us actual sheets of people whose leases were coming to an end. Not our smart payments of trading interview. I'm talking about actual leases. So we had something substantial to work with. And that's the one thing I had to appreciate about the dealership that I was at. They knew what worked. They understood what was a waste of time, and they understood what actually made them money. And that was the only time I was really on the phones. And I lost my train of thought.
Okay, so
I am profoundly impressed, Liam.
Dude, I'm going to pick up where you... All right, so with TOD... God damn it, Liam! I lost my train of thought.
It's contagious.
All right,
okay,
anyways,
so with TOD...
It is midnight.
No. So really, at our dealership...
We're not done with this.
The way our leads are, it's so whack. It's awful. Why are you pointing at me? Oh, okay. I thought you were pointing at me. I was like, what did I do something wrong? But what we call revenue radar, I hate it so much.
Here's my penis.
Thank you.
Love you.
Oh, I caught it. I'm really bad at that too. But yeah, no, I hate calling customers who they're not in the market. You're just bothering them. It's like, hey, so are you still driving your 2019 Santa Fe? He's like, I am. He's like, well, would you like to trade that in? Get yourself a brand new one. It's a redesign, a new warranty, and I'll get you monthly payments around the same, if not lower. Bullshit, by the way.
Yeah, don't believe it.
Don't believe it,
please.
And of course, the customer's like, no. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I love the fact that they ask us, hey, if they bought somewhere else, ask them how they like it. Nah. They bought somewhere else. I want to leave them alone. I don't want to bother them.
Yeah. I remember when Miss Joyce was telling us, oh, well, tell them, please consider us in the future. They won't.
They won't.
They fucking won't. Are you fucking kidding me? Even if 1% chance, it's most likely you're not gonna have that person.
See, in cases like that, when I'm on the phone, it's like, oh yeah, we bought a vehicle elsewhere. It's like, oh yeah, what'd you get?
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, we got this. That's fantastic. I'll leave a note in the system. You have a lovely day.
Oh, how do you like it, dude? I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Suck a dick.
Now I did. Now here's the thing. you know what? Actually, this actually worked one time. Once was just kind of like a joke email, but this I was on the phone with this person, and it actually worked kinda. I got the sale in the end, but this person was obviously, well, what are my numbers out the door? And I replied with, well, sir, typically if you want out the door, you need to go in the door.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you're the only dealership who won't give me numbers. I'm like, yeah, and have you visited those dealerships? Well, no, because I'm seeking out other options. Okay, well, how about this? What are they offering you? And I'll tell you if I can match that or not.
I mean, that's the only logical reason that we can.
And then they told me basically MSRP with TTL, right? I was like, okay, awesome, great. When can you come in? Like, well, you didn't say if he goes like, well, why don't you go in the door and find out if I can give you that out the door? Sure, I didn't make any money off the deal because I still presented my options. All like, this is how I sell my vehicles. It's how I recommend it. Blah blah blah. I was like, well, look, this is what I was offered. I don't want anything. It's like, cool. I understand. I still have to show it this way. Managers are gonna still have me present, these options, but at a lower cost. Blah 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 blah. And I'll still present it to you. Really consider it. And then by like the second or the third attempt, okay, cool. Here's the car. Sign here. Now, I will say, for those people like you get exactly what you want and you tell me, well, I gotta really think about it. Why?
I mean, y'all came here for a reason, to purchase a vehicle. Let's go ahead and figure out if we can get down to your level or you can come up to us. There's always a soft middle. Everything is for negotiation. There's always a soft middle for something.
Now,
all right?
I will say this. For any customer who ever asks me for below MSRP, I will always tell you no.
Negative. That's hard.
Never, especially even with used vehicles, even with used cars. Okay, I get it. A pre-owned vehicle doesn't have an MSRP, but there's a reason why I'm selling this pre-owned vehicle at this sticker price. Okay, this is a business. I don't just give shit away. All right.
If y'all want a vehicle below asking price, go on Facebook, go on eBay, honestly. go on any trading website, and they will be able to finagle it just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But don't go to a dealership asking for that. As respectful as possible, make sure that you come in with a good monthly payment for a used vehicle, because trying to negotiate
just be realistic.
Yeah,
just be real with yourselves. Like, I get it. You want the finer things in life, but for the finer things in life, you have to pay the premium. You just have to. Now, also, I do want to get into this. Market adjustments, right? People buy it for that much. People just do. Now, granted, there seems to be a bit of a shift, right? But for now, like, I'm sorry, but when it comes to my Palisades, when you ask me for just that Palisade for MSRP, go find somewhere else that'll do it for you. Because here's the thing, I guarantee you, I may not sell that same exact Palisade within the next hour or two or the next day, but you know who will? One of my other coworkers. They will absolutely sell the fuck out of that Palisade, and they'll probably make about $15,000 on it. Okay? So if you're wanting a very high-end vehicle that's very popular, look, I'm sorry, but most likely, most dealerships are not just going to get you exactly what you want. Now, by all means, fight for it. Absolutely fight for it. And if you can get that awesome deal, fucking take it. I will say, do not, if you get exactly MSRP on a vehicle, don't just say, well, I got to think about it.
Yeah. Because I mean, if we're removing everything for you and we're making a mini or just a basic, all right, here's $250. If we're doing that, don't think about it, man. We took everything off for you to make sure that you get out what you want.
Yeah. Because at that point, you've really essentially not only wasted our time, but you've wasted your own time.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. Because 8 times out of 10...
8 times out of 10. Sucking my penis. Thank you.
8 times out of 10, when a manager or a sales consultant or the dealership in general just says, look, if you leave, I'm not going to entertain this deal again, they actually fucking mean it. They really do. And now you have to do the whole negotiation all over again at a different dealership. Because I'm going to tell you what, I've had a customer that came back wanting the exact same deal I offered the night before, and I said, no. As I said, my director informed you that you are the only chance you were going to get for this vehicle at exactly what you wanted was that night. But you decided that, well, it was getting late, I'm just a little tired. Well, I'm sorry, I get it. You're tired, you want to go to bed, but if you want exactly what you want, you got to make some sacrifices.
Yep.
Right? For us, we sacrificed gross. I sacrificed hours of my time and the potential to make a decent amount of money for you. When we sell just a new car by itself, and it only makes if it doesn't make any money or only makes up to $1,500, we only make $150.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes the car actually loses money.
Sometimes a new car will just lose money. Yeah.
Which blows my mind. We have so little value in our vehicles that if we sell it for MSRP plus tax, title, and license,
it loses money.
It loses money.
Our dealership
makes
is
no
fucked.
profit.
Our dealership
How
is so
do we not
stupid.
make profit
I don't
off
know.
our cars?
Oh my god!
What is up with that?
And so because it loses money, 150? No. We make $100. So the 4 hours I just spent on you, $100, not 150, but 100. Now used car. Thank God that pre-owned vehicles, at least it's 200 if it loses money, or 250 if it only grosses from 0 to 1500.
Kind of makes me only want to sell used cars.
Same. Now, granted, you do get Hyundai money, but like you have to sell so many new cars, and you have to worry about CSI. And the problem with that is, so the way with CSI, like if you try to juggle so many customers and you're just so focused on moving units, you can't really build the same amount of rapport you could by just dedicating your entire time with one customer. Because like with Miss Laura's still actually she's actually amazing. She still maintains great CSI while also grossing a fair bit of her deals while trying to juggle 2 or 3 customers at the same time.
I don't know how she does it, dude.
Well, because
she has to be on a crack.
No, well, because she's just a hard worker. She's really good at what she does, and also like here's the thing.
Crack.
No, she's an older woman. Okay, here's the thing. When someone goes to a dealership, when they look at one of us, right? Oh, it's just this young punk who's trying to make money off me. They look at someone like Miss Laura, right, or Chantal, or Mika, the women at our dealership. But let's mostly focus on Miss Laura because. I think this is a great advantage for her. Not saying
sexism.
I'm not detracting from her successes, by the way.
Sexism.
Like she's a way better sales rep than all of us combined. She is fantastic at what she does, but she does have an advantage of being an older woman because people don't want to be rude to Miss Laura. She's a sweet lady. For the most part. She's a sweet lady. Us though, like while we don't necessarily want to screw over our customers, I mean, at the day, like, are you okay, man? Oh my god!
Ow!
What happened?
I choked.
But why did you scream? Ow!
It hurt.
This was a mistake.
All right.
You were a mistake.
I was
Anyway,
gonna say that.
Oh, okay.
back to the subject.
Yeah.
Miss Laura.
Yeah. So, but
Before I almost died.
no,
Y'all were
seriously.
Just gonna watch.
So a lot of people are going to be more trusting of Miss Laura when Miss Laura advocates for a product like Kahoo, the low jack, or Club Plus, right, to protect the investment. People are more willing to believe her. When it comes to us, quote, young punks, no, we're just in it for the money, basically. We're just trying to screw them over, sell them bullshit.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Not for me. I'm tired of being broke.
I mean, yeah.
Well, here's
I am
the thing.
too.
I don't like screwing people over.
I don't either.
Here's the thing. This is a big reason. Again, I'd hate to compare dealerships again, but at my old dealership, it felt like everyone won.
Mm-hmm.
There was enough profit in the vehicle for me to make a substantial amount of money. Not only that, it was a good deal for the customer as well.
Because they basically got exactly what they wanted.
Here, I have to push so many products. One of the products I don't even believe in is
Zactac.
Zactac. Oh, you protect your paint
You'll
from
protect
bird
the paint.
droppings and
Yuck.
industrial fallout. Like, what the fuck, bro? if you gave that pitch to me, I would just
walk
eyes.
out.
I would just industrial fallout. Shut the fuck up, dude. Bird drop. Shut the fuck up. It's like
I can just wash it off, dude.
tree sap.
Okay, yeah, no, the tree sap is what gets me really. Like, where the fuck where am I gonna park my car where I'm gonna have to worry about tree sap? What the fuck?
Yes, let me cut down a tree close to my car and see if I can just carry it on top of my fucking paint.
No, it's just no, but also, like the lifetime warranty tint. Like, what the fuck? Dude, I'm sorry. Even if it's a quote lifetime warranty, which I guess it technically is, like we honor that part. But dude, would you really spend over $1,000 on tint.
No. Let's talk about how ambitious our new car sales manager, who I will not name on this podcast, but let's talk about how ambitious our new car manager tends to get with tint.
Well, not
Tint.
Also, our director. Let's be real.
Tint.
Yeah.
$2,500.
Wait. I've never seen tint.
She
that
has
much.
sent me out with a pencil
Her.
with $2,500 of tint.
The most I've had to.
How am I supposed to convince somebody to spend over $2,000 on tint? It's like, well, it's lifetime. How often are you going to change your tint?
Oh
like
my-
3 times?
Oh my god, dude! No, because the most I've ever had the most I ever sold tint was I think $12.99 or $13.99, something like
No,
that.
mine is $12.99. That's the most I've sold it for.
No, which I actually did sell it for that much.
It's just comfortable for me now to actually sell at $12.99. Same with Kahoo at $32,
Yeah.
roughly.
Like Kahoo tint, I always sold that back in like March. That was something I always sold. Club Plus every once in a while. Zactec, Blue Moon.
I've yet to sell either of those.
Really?
Yeah.
You haven't sold Club Plus?
No.
The thing is, Club
finance
Plus has
advisor.
always been a good seller to me. Because here's the thing, I actually am a big advocate of Club Plus, especially now. I'm not overcharging for it. I will charge. I'll charge like we try to get down to 15. I'll charge like 1,800.
Yeah.
To get a little bit off of it. Because here's the thing, I'm not gonna triple the price of it because I believe in the product and I think it's something that I genuinely want my customer to have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm willing to cut a deal on that one, but I will try to convince them of it because I honestly do believe it is a great deal, and I think it'd be we had one of my customers in finance, and he was going to get Club Plus and Gap Insurance for a lower monthly payment altogether, and he said no. He denied those two things for a higher monthly payment because he was concerned about the final price of the car.
Oh, were they gonna stretch the term or something, or?
No. The term was the same. It's something weird with the bank. It doesn't make
Oh,
sense.
no. So probably my hypothesis. So the way sometimes it works at the back end is that so they will offer like their gap insurance or some warranties in the back end, which will then drop the APR, right? Because technically, what we do is we actually hold a couple percentage points of the interest rate, right?
What do you mean hold? Like,
meaning, so typically I think we hold like 2 points or something like that. That way, when we sell, so whenever we say, like you're at like a 13% interest rate,
it's actually
technically
like
we
11.
can get it like 11 or something. I think so. And like
makes sense.
that's a way for the back end to sell their product.
Well, that makes sense because his interest rate, he was a first-time buyer, recently moved from the country from India.
Makes sense.
But he said no to saving money because he was concerned about the final price. And he was concerned about the final price when I was first addressing him. And I was like, well, sir, are you trading this car in? And he's like, well, no. And it's like, then why does the final price matter? It's like, well, I need to be able to afford it. I was like, well, can you afford these monthly payments? And he's like, yes. And are you going to just pay this monthly payment every month? Yes. Then what do you mean you need to afford it? You can afford it.
Honestly.
Dude,
It's
I feel
funny.
like my last 2 brain cells that I have just committed suicide hearing that. So you can afford it. Yes.
And that-
Get it.
That's my
No.
other, like, I actually do understand bottom line. I understand why you want a good out the door price because that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
I do get that. But
You're
also,
paying less. So, I mean, it does make sense.
But here's my thing. Obviously, there's a monthly budget in your head, right? And so whenever I sometimes ask, like, well, what monthly budget are you comfortable with, right? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Yes, there are sales consultants who ask so, they could try to, bump you and all that stuff with their product or whatever. But there are other salesmen like myself where I just want to know, am I going to waste my time with you?
Yep, that's exactly how
I
I am.
need to know, can you afford this vehicle? Because just because you care about the out-the-door number that doesn't tell me if you can actually afford the monthly payment. I can't tell you the amount of times they're like, oh, I don't look. The monthly payment doesn't matter to me. I don't really care what it is. I just need the out the door. I'm like, are you sure? Blah blah blah. I try to get a bit of info from them, but here's the thing. When I honor that, I'm like, okay, fine. Let's just show the numbers. They're like, oh, this monthly payment's too high. Why the fuck didn't you tell me what you were trying to accomplish?
See, at that point, like when I'm doing the initial guest sheet, if they don't give me a monthly budget, they say, oh, monthly budget doesn't matter. I was like, okay, so $1,200, that's good enough, right? I can do that. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, $1,200's a little high. It's like, oh, so the monthly budget does matter. So tell me, what are you looking for every month?
I need to try that.
That does make sense because
bump them up to the most ridiculous payment you can think of that also sounds kind of possible, so that they're not just like rolling their eyes. But basically, it's like, yeah, can you afford $1,300 a month? And they're like, well, no, I can't afford 30. It's like, so how much can you afford? And usually they'll give you an answer and you get a bottom line. Because here's the thing. I am not wasting my time with someone who will not give me information. Yep. I am here to try to find a vehicle for you. Work with me. Don't be obnoxious. Don't walk in thinking with this kind of, well, it's me versus the salesman. And I'm not going to give that dirty salesman any information that's going to work against me. Just work with us. Like, seriously.
Yeah, no, because again, like, really for us, we're really not the enemy. It is management.
Yeah.
We're but humble messengers, okay?
We are the middlemen.
Yeah.
We are the middlemen. I
would like nothing more than just get exactly what you want, but I need a little help from you, man.
Yeah.
Okay? Now
don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. There are definitely salespeople out there. There's a few at our dealership even that are absolute snakes. Again, won't name them.
I got a few in mind.
But they are snakes.
Yeah.
And they will work with every inch of their being to just screw you over.
See, that's another thing that...
That's not me, though.
That's another thing that irks me is you come into a dealership with a price in mind and a monthly payment in mind, and you don't want to give us that kind of information. Help us help you, all right? Help us help you. You want a brand new vehicle for a certain price, give me that price you want. That monthly budget, everything will help you out. Help me help you.
Now again,
please.
As we said, it's really up to you at the end of the day because, yes, there's a reason why this stigma exists. There are car salesmen who are just absolute snakes. It is a fact of life. But holy shit. Look, I remember this was like in one day, this was like the fourth customer in a row that I had to deal with where they just didn't want to give me their monthly payment, right? They didn't want to give me an out the door. This is what I said. Ma'am, it is not my job to guess what numbers you want. Either you tell me what you want, and I'll say, yes, I can do it, or no, I can't do it. So what are you trying to accomplish? It's like, oh, well, I just want to see the numbers. I'm going to ask again, because I need to know if you can afford this vehicle. Because if you cannot, then I'm going to move you to a vehicle that you can afford. And she gave me the numbers that she was trying to accomplish. She wanted to do like a Santa Fe calligraphy with about $5,000 down, and she was trying to be like $500 a month. And I told her, there's absolutely zero shot you'll ever be able to accomplish that.
Yep.
Okay.
Because those cars, the calligraphies go for about $39,000 to $41,000, if I recall. No, 40.
More than that.
More than that. Yeah.
See, and there's situations where people want to not give you a number because they intend on paying the entire loan off in like a month. They're really just financing. I don't know why you would want to pay interest,
right,
instead of just paying in cash. Like honestly, unless you're getting 0% interest and you kind of want that, you want to have that like little bit of security in case you just fail on paying in full. But otherwise, like, why not just pay it in cash if that's your intention anyway? I mean, you really want to pay more for a car and you're going to complain about it. You're like, bottom line, and then you're going to go out of your way to pay interest on the vehicle?
Yeah. Now, granted, dealerships hate it when you just buy a vehicle with
cash.
just cash, or if you do outside financing. That's another thing. If you get frustrated with your sales consultant for trying to advocate for in-house financing, please don't be mad at them. They literally have to do it because that's their fucking job.
Yep.
Like, trust me, whenever I get someone who wants to do outside financing, I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not a finance manager, so I don't really give a fuck. Like, you do it how you want to do it. But every time, it's like, if a manager finds out that they're trying to do outside financing and you didn't tell them, they get really fucking pissy at you.
Yeah, well, thing is, I'm actually more than happy to work with someone that's doing outside financing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, ultimately, it's probably not going to make me the most money in the world.
No.
But here's how I see it. Someone says, we're doing outside financing. It's like, great. Can I make you fall in love with this car quickly? Because I'm more than willing to just get a unit out at that point. It's easy because especially if you're going through like American Airlines Credit Union, they get like 2%, and I know that we can't beat that.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to bother to make it. I'll bring it up and it's like, well, we should at least try. Can you run their credit? It's like I really don't even want to waste my time doing that.
No, because again,
I just want to. I want to get in. I want to get out. Make them fall in love with the car within a period of like 10 to 15 minutes, not even that, and then get them in and start working the numbers and get them through. I don't want to bother wasting my time. At that point, I'll take a unit.
Because, again, what the saying is like time kills deals, right? So I'm tired of our dealership doing useless endeavors that make no sense. It's not going to help us in any regard, okay? It's not going to further the deal. So when someone comes in with outside financing, and they even show you that, yeah, I'm already at like a 2.9 interest rate or whatever, or something even lower than that potentially, or even if it's higher, maybe it's just 4%. I don't know. I don't fucking care. Here's the thing. At our dealership, we can't beat that. Everyone knows that. Every manager knows that. Directors know that. The general manager knows that. And yet they will still ask, well, let's run their credit. It's like, why? Why on God's green earth would a customer agree to in-house financing and take a 6.9% interest rate over what the 2.9 that they got with their own fucking credit union or whoever they use it with? Why? Does that make sense to you? If anything, when you shoot back with like, this is the interest rate that we're able to get for you, the customers are going to be pissed because you ran their credit. It's a hard inquiry. So you've run their credit just to waste their time, and they're going to get pissed off at you.
And then they're likely going to walk out.
Yes. So, like, again,
which has happened.
Yes.
Has that happened to you? That's happened to me. That's happened to you.
No. So again, like, I'm not saying every dealership. I just don't know. This is my first and only dealership so far. Okay. I'm sure other dealerships, they probably know, like, okay, outside financing. I mean, I'm pissed off.
I got fired for recommending outside financing.
Yeah.
So hold on there.
But like, I'm sure there are dealerships that are like, oh, well, we can't match their fucking interest rate. Like there's nothing we can do. And they'll just be like, all right, let's just get the deal out of the way. I'm sure there are dealerships that do that. Because they know, like, why waste your time? I mean, if I'm wrong,
if
I'm
I
wrong,
was a
but-
manager and you came back and told me, they got like a 1.7% interest rate,
All right,
I'd be like, all right, show them the car, get them out. I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm not even going to bother because why would I go out of my way to piss that customer off? Why would I go
Honestly.
out of my way to even consider bringing it up to a customer who's so willing to buy?
Yeah. Oh, it's so frustrating, and again, I'm so tired of not being able to even just present my own numbers anymore. I'm micromanaged now. They keep bitching at us.
I don't think it's the job. I think it's the dealership.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like you may disagree with me, Liam, but I feel like I would do well at a different dealership. I really do.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
of course. I mean, any other dealership with moderate people coming in, moderate fresh ups, all that stuff, and everything's well balanced, easy. Easy.
Yeah.
Thing about sales is it can be a career that you make a lot of money in, and it can also be a career where you're broke all the time.
Yep.
Right now, us.
But here's the thing. Ultimately, I've enjoyed doing sales, and I wouldn't mind going to a dealership that is actually good, and maybe where I'm not basically doing an internet department. See, at my old dealership, I was like, man, I would love to be in the back and make phone calls and all that because they get appointments. No. I made way more money just picking people up on the front. I'd rather go to a bigger dealership that doesn't like undervalue their cars, but a bigger dealership where I know the cars are worth something, and just be in the front and grab fresh ups.
It's basically not a Hyundai or a Kia.
There's so much more money to be made that way.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier to just not have to worry about all these different quotas and to just focus on actually selling. Just focus on getting in there, grabbing a customer, and selling the car.
I should have stuck with Chevy, dude, because I applied to Chevy right before I applied to our dealership, and had an interview and everything.
Well, I mean, if you had chosen Chevy, you wouldn't have gone to meet us.
That's the point. I'm kidding.
He's like, that's a plus.
Give me your vape.
My refer.
Fine, the penis, whatever.
Damn straight. You're gonna suck it hard.
Yes, let me suck
it hard.
Yes, real hard. Oh my God. Shut up, Jacob. You're not part of this.
Anyways, thank you for watching an episode of the Low Effort Couch Gambit podcast. Look forward to seeing you on our main podcast next time. Everyone, sign out.
Oh, yes, guys, I appreciate you watching us / listening to us, just basically bitching and moaning, all right? Let's be real. That's really all this episode was. Hopefully, maybe there's a bit of an appreciation for some of the sales consultants that you've met throughout your life at car dealerships, right? Because here's the thing. They're just the humble messengers. They're just trying to make a living. Some, they're trying to make an honest living as a salesman. Some are snakes, and they can go fuck themselves. But look, this is the woes of car sales, all right? We're really not all that bad. We just have to present you some shitty numbers, at least at our dealership.
Yep.
Which is why I'm probably going to go to a different dealership.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you may just think that we're bitching and whining, and
we are.
That's true. We are, but it's not like we don't have a plan to get out of there as soon as possible. Again, I'm trying to grab my commission and run.
Yep, and it's going to be exciting to just really have a life again for a little bit, because I do think I'm probably going to go to another dealership to really give it an honest shot and sell cars that actually have value, and a car that I can actually really believe in, because man, Hyundai is just not it right now. But guys, again, thanks for listening to us bitch and moan. I think we'll kind of call it here. I guess we'll run the outro. Or something.
If there's any cute girls out there in the audience,
oh my God,
call me.
Cut.
There is none.
Shit.
All right, we're done.
No, we're not.
We're done.
Suck my penis real quick.
Brian, we're done.
For the
Please
camera.
stop.